Maple Grove will soon be the home of a new research and development campus for Boston Scientific. City leaders joined officials from the medical device company in Maple Grove Thursday afternoon for a ceremonial groundbreaking. Delane Cleveland was there, and he joins us now with more on the company's plans for the site.
Emily, I am standing just north of Interstate 694 on the site of a former gravel mining area where the project known as Project Black Bear is finally becoming a reality. When it's all said and done, Boston Scientific will employ 1,600 people on this site. With shovels in the ground, that marked the beginning of a new chapter for the medical device industry in Maple Grove.
There's few spots in this world that you can find that have more med tech located in their community than we do. And this is perfect for Boston Scientific because it allows them to attract the highly specific and skilled employees that they need.
On this 40-acre site, Boston Scientific plans to build a 400,000 square foot campus that will house the company's interventional cardiology therapies and urology businesses.
And the relationship we've built.
The $170 million project could have been built elsewhere. The company was looking at sites in Massachusetts and Georgia, but ultimately decided to expand its footprint here in Maple Grove, where it already has a huge presence.
This new facility really, I think, continues to focus our commitment not just to doing business in Minnesota, but our commitment to doing business in Maple Grove, and we couldn't be more happy.
Construction should be finished by late 2025. Reporting in Maple Grove, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
The gas company serving many here in the northwest suburbs is asking for a rate hike. Centerpoint Energy is requesting an increase of more than 10% split over the next 2 years. That increase adds up to $8.49 extra a month for a typical residential customer. The utility said the increase is needed to pay for infrastructure improvement and make up for inflation and supply chain shortages. The state's Public Utilities Commission would have to approve the request. Gas costs are expected to be lower this year compared to last. It's uncertain if that would impact the rate hike request. Today in Brooklyn Center, instead of healthcare workers helping patients, it was an opportunity to help the caregivers. Reporter Sarah Allen explains.
Behind us, they're doing yoga, focusing in on breathing.
It's a troubling fact. There are too few healthcare workers to keep up with the demand in patient care.
Just like when you go out to your restaurants and things are a little bit slower because there aren't enough workers, well, that's true in our hospitals and clinics as well.
It's not just a heavier workload healthcare providers are facing.
Our capacity has been stretched to the limit.
Workers also say they are dealing with violence in the healthcare setting.
None of our workers put their uniforms on and go in to do their best work and expect to be hit or verbally assaulted by somebody who is angry about a situation.
Which is why today's conference is so important.
The conference offers around 30 different sessions for healthcare workers to take part in, all that encourage them to focus on their well-being, something they would tell their patients to do, but not always make a priority for themselves.
We want people to know from the moment they walk in, today has nothing to do with their patients. We want them to wholly focus on themselves.
Sessions run the gamut.
Leafy greens, whole grains.
We have sessions on nutritious food. We have an artist here that is focused on self-expressions through painting. We have a session on post-traumatic growth because we know that people have experienced a lot of trauma during these last few years.
And I want you to come up with something that you did that you are proud of.
Participants like LaTreasure Dixon say the support means a lot.
Every breakout session is focused just on us. And so it's kind of weird to step back and have that for us.
But I want you to know that feelings are not good or bad.
Event co-chair Carrie Appleton hopes that healthcare workers will remember how valued they are and take away the techniques learned here to help them on their wellness journey.
So events like this are really geared towards giving people some time and space to think about themselves, think about how they're wearing or carrying the stresses that are a part of their job and how they can care for themselves in a different and meaningful way.
Picture me. Oh, good girl.
In Brooklyn Center, Sarah Allen, CCX News.
The state's busiest deer hunting season opens this Saturday. The Department of Natural Resources expects more than 400,000 hunters to search for whitetails over the next 3 weeks.
It's also a huge economic boost to the state. So it's $500 million, so $500 million to the state economy.
The DNR expects to see an average or above average harvest for the southern and central portions of the state this year. Deer populations are lower in the northeast after a difficult winter. Hunters are also more likely to go out to their stands with cool, seasonable weather in the forecast. According to DNR officials, the state's deer hunt is a primary way to control the deer population. In the metro, that has an impact on the region's drivers.
The more deer we kill via hunter harvest, the less car collisions we kill, especially in the metro area.
Sale of deer hunting licenses was down by about 3% this year. The decline is part of a national trend, with many older baby boomer hunters leaving the sport as they age. Coming up this weekend, a chance to support the arts at Cooper High School. Robbinsdale Cooper's high school marching band is holding its indoor fundraising concert. The band will be performing a version of its halftime show along with a number of pop hits. Doors open at 6 and that concert starts at 7 on Saturday. This year's drum majors say it's a lot of fun, and band director Marcus Hahn agrees and invites the community to come and sing along.
You know, these kids have worked hard, they put on a good production, and if we want the professional arts to continue, we need to support the arts at younger levels.
Tickets cost $5 for students and $15 for adults at the door. There will also be items available for silent auction. Those funds raised help pay for new instruments and will give students scholarships to go on band trips.